Hello, you beautiful human being. In today's video, I'm going to share how I built my dream life and moved here to Bangkok, Thailand. In fact, this video is going to be the first of a line of videos I'm putting out called Nomading is No Mad Thing. I'm basically going to share everything I know about becoming a digital nomad because I really think anybody can do it. So if you yourself dream about becoming a digital nomad, then make sure to tag along with the rest of the videos in this series. And specifically, I'll be sharing 7 lessons I've learned over the last 7 years working as a digital nomad, so you can have the lessons without the scars. And make sure to stay until the end because alongside these 7 lessons, I'll be giving you a further 6-step breakdown of things you absolutely should do if you want to wildly accelerate how quickly you can go from stuck working a 9 to 5 to becoming a digital nomad and having the freedom to travel the world. But before we dive into that, a short story. Before I moved to Thailand, I remember sitting at home in the UK in a cold, empty house that I lived alone in. Every day at 12 o'clock, bang on, I would get a notification from YouTube. Ding! Key Swan has uploaded a video. So I'd go and I'd prepare my lunch, get everything ready whilst watching 8 minutes of a Key Swan video in the background. But it didn't end there. Then I'd go back upstairs and I'd put another Thailand YouTuber on the telly whilst I ate my lunch. Paddy Doyle, vlogging a dead horse. Project Bangkok. Nobody was safe from my views. Even the videos of people just like walking around the beaches or walking around the nightlife spots and riding around on scooters, like I watched it all. And I'd fantasize like, what must it be like to actually live in Thailand? But here was the big problem. I was living my life through them. I wasn't the one in Thailand, they were. I was just a person sitting at home wishing that I was there. And because I wasn't, I was living my life through their life. And this is my goal for this video and the next few videos I'm going to be putting out in this series on this channel. And the goal is this, to help you stop living your life through lives of people like me. And I really want to show you how you can go out and create the life of your dreams. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do? And so whilst the rest of this video, it might seem to be about me, I can really assure you that it is not. It's about taking what I did so you can have the lessons without the scars, so you can go out there and you can create the life of your dreams. I'm simply sharing the information that I wish existed online for free when I started out on my journey. I'm just going to share how one uneducated dude who didn't go to university, who was earning minimum wage working on building sites as a plumber's mate and as a teaching assistant, managed to find himself here, living in paradise, aka Thailand. And if there's one thing in life that I'm certain about is that you can do it too. So let's get to it. The journey begins. When I was 25 years old, I was £25,000 in debt and I had a 248 credit score and I was paying back £1 per month on a debt repayment scheme. I was at rock bottom. I officially had less than nothing. At the time, I worked as a recruitment consultant targeting anybody and everybody. It fell under the blanket term of commercial, but really this was anybody who was willing to work with me. Now, I was the top biller in that company, which meant I generated the most revenue for the company, but despite that, I barely broke around $2.5 grand a month take home. So despite being the top biller, despite being the person that generated the most revenue, I still wasn't earning the money I wanted to. And I was still stuck in an office for 45 hours a week, plus the commute there and back, right? And each day, the owner of the recruitment agency, he'd swan in about 11 a.m. after his 3-hour morning gym session. He'd pull up in his black Lambo Huracan, which just happened to be my dream car. And he'd just sort of swan past his minions. He'd go, he'd sit down at his desk for 2 hours. He'd order some things on Amazon and then he would go. Fuck this bullshit was pretty much my daily mantra. And this is when I discovered my first lesson. Lesson 1, pick the right vehicle. It matters far more what you do than how you do it. My boss ended up giving me the book Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. And in all fairness to the Lambo driving douchebag, this book did change my life. It completely changed the way I looked at the world. Suddenly, I felt like I had power over my life and freedom to choose a life I actually wanted to live. Now, like so many people, I was riddled with feelings of inadequacy and insecurity and had these limiting beliefs, but this book really helped me shed my skin sort of dropped those limiting beliefs, and I started to believe that maybe me, just this completely average dude, might be capable of something just a little bit more. And this leads me to the second lesson. Lesson number 2, feed the subconscious mind to reprogram your thinking. So high on Tony Robbins motivation, I decided to rope in a friend and go it alone, well, with a friend. I handed in my notice and decided to start my very own recruitment agency. I was going to be the guy with the Lambo. And, drumroll please, Gate Solutions was born. I was going to be rich, right? Now, at this time, I had finally managed to settle my debts with a partial repayment, and I had a small, very small amount of savings in the bank. So I did what any self-respecting and aspiring entrepreneur would do, and I went out and rented an office. Because you have to have an office to be professional, right? And after making a few placements, so this is where I get a company, an employee, and they give me 10 to 20% of the annual salary as the fee, I was keeping my head above water, but only just. I always was a terrible swimmer. But the cost of the office, the software, and the other little niggly costs which kept arising, they were eating away at me, eating away at the profit, and it made the business almost impossible to survive. And this leads me to my third lesson. Lesson number 3, keep a low run rate. When you're starting off going solo and doing your own thing, spending as little money as possible is a very good idea, and perhaps it could be another reason to move to Thailand. And around this time, I had read another book which you've probably heard of, and this is The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Now, this book provided a whole new lens through which to view work, and suddenly, for me, the goal shifted. For me, it wasn't about the money anymore, it was about the freedom. And it was around this time I ended up going on a family holiday to Greece with my mum and my sister. Now, it was an all-inclusive £250 per person for 5 nights, including flights. So you can imagine how luxury this was. But I was on the beach here in Greece, and I read a Facebook post by someone I had been following on Facebook for a while. And his name is Robert Nava. I read about how Robert had spent 9 years in prison. He was even in San Quentin. But then he came out of prison after 9 years and made millions of dollars on Shopify. He had testimonials from Russell Brunson and had even been mentioned by Tim Ferriss, the author, the guy whose book had inspired me so much. And I remember it well. Robert's post mentioned he was working a cleaning job and he was listening to the Eminem song Rock Bottom when he decided he had to make a change in his life. And as I was a rock bottom and a massive Eminem fan, I decided that Robert was the person that I wanted to learn from. And so what did I do? I went and I paid Robert $5,000 to teach me how to do dropshipping the right way. And this takes me to lesson number 4, invest into mentors. Now the journey gets a bit exciting. Working with Robert was genuinely mind-blowing. Within just a few months of working with Robert, I'd launched 2 Shopify stores which had averaged over £10,000 in sales within the first 48 hours of launching each. Now, just a quick interruption. If you are enjoying this video and you want more specific information on how you can start to earn money online so you can travel the world, I put together a 5 emails to freedom masterclass. And this is where over the period of 5 days, I'll send you everything that I think you need to know to become what I call a freedompreneur. And to me, a freedompreneur is someone who does work they love, they earn great money, and they have the freedom to do it from anywhere in the world. I'll also be sharing pictures of all the things I'm mentioning, right? So where I'm teaching, the money you made on Shopify, everything like that, just so you know that I'm not bullshitting you. So if you head down, click the link in the description, it'll be next to something like 5 emails to freedom, enter your details on there, and then I'll send you everything to your inbox shortly. Okay, back to the video. I realized working with mentors was basically saving yourself hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of wasted effort and mistakes made, and I dread to even think about the amount of money I would have wasted on Facebook ads simply by not working with Robert. Robert even helped me sell one of those stores that I launched for 5 figures just after 8 weeks of launching it. And it was mad, right? I was even getting tagged on Facebook by other entrepreneurs that I'd connected with, and I knew these entrepreneurs they were taking over. They were netting 100K a month, which is just mind-blowing. They were tagging me on Facebook saying how well I was doing. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. In fact, me and Robert, we even ended up working on another store together, and this store did over $500,000 in sales in just over 6 months. I even ended up spending 3 months living in Arizona, and I was teaching at masterminds across Arizona at these incredible mansions. They were insane. And people paid thousands of dollars to come to these masterminds over the weekend. and learn what we were teaching. I got to meet some of the world's best copywriters, marketers, coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs. And this leads me to lesson number 5. Join a community. Being around other aspiring and successful entrepreneurs, it really helped me sort of level up my game. It's well known that you become the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I was surrounded by other successful entrepreneurs, so it was only natural that their habits and tendencies and even knowledge and skill sets would start to rub off on me. But eventually my time in the States did come to an end, and it was time to go back to the UK. And I decided to embark on a slightly different journey this time. And this was to launch a marketing agency. But I did not know how. So at the time, I decided to invest into Sam Ovens's Consulting Accelerator. And this course blew my mind. This course genuinely did change my life. And this leads me to lesson number 6. Invest into education. On the one hand, I deeply resented paying $2,000 for an online course. I literally paid $2,000 for some recorded videos and some Excel spreadsheets. But on the other hand, I was genuinely blown away by how much value was inside of this course. It was better than any other course I'd ever consumed in my lifetime. And if you said to me now, right, you've got a choice, you can go to university or you can go through one of Sam's courses, I would pick Sam's courses every motherfucking day. So I started off selling marketing services to recruitment agencies, as I had experience in both marketing and recruitment, so it felt like a natural fit at the time. But after only a few short calls with recruiters, it became very clear to me why I left the recruitment industry in the first place. Too many douchebags. So who to sell to, or more specifically, who to add value to? So I sort of took a look at myself, and I had a look at what I had an interest in, and I landed on psychology. I had for a long time a deep interest in psychology and the self-improvement space, and had been listening to people like Jordan Peterson for a little while, so this sort of felt like a natural next step for me. Okay, I thought perhaps I can help psychologists, therapists, coaches to get some clients. Now exactly how I got those clients, how I positioned the offer, how I contacted them, right? What I sold them. It is unfortunately outside the scope of this specific video, but I do go into absolutely everything, right? The videos I used, the emails I sent, the sales script I used inside of the Freedom Circle. So if you want to find out more about the Freedom Circle, click the link in the description of this video next to the text Freedom Circle, and you can register your interest in finding out more. But in essence, I sold marketing services for an upfront fee and a retainer. And it is the culmination of all of these lessons which make up lesson 7. Make smart decisions. Smart decisions, it might seem vague, but I have come to see that success as a digital nomad, and in particular the speed to becoming a digital nomad, can be encapsulated by the following 6 points. So here are 6 big takeaways you can take away from this video to help you on your journey to becoming a digital nomad and traveling the world. 1. Sell to small business owners. As it's a small business, the sales cycle is a bit shorter, and they can logically justify investing into working with you because it's business. 2. Sell something they can see an easy ROI or return on investment for, i.e. you pay me X, you get Y. 3. Sell to businesses that acquire high ticket customers. If each customer to them is worth $500 to several $1,000s, then they can logically justify investing into your services. 4. Charge an upfront fee. Charging a sign-on fee, now you'd never position it as a sign-on fee, right? But it is what it is. It helps you basically offset any cost of sale, and it ensures you're profitable from day one. 5. Productize your service. Don't bend to every whim and will and request of your customers. Determine what are the 20% of activities that get them 80% of the results, and offer that only as a productized service. And 6, pad the offer out. Pad out your offer with information, so info courses, and community or support to help add value without adding cost of delivery. This can be Google Sheets, it can be Notion templates, it can be anything like that. But really it helps you add more value without adding cost to delivery. So there you have it. That is my journey. My journey, it isn't anything special. I am nobody special. I am just an uneducated guy from a working class background who somehow managed to fight tooth and claw to create a life of freedom. And now here we are in the present moment. Since I launched my first marketing agency, I've gone on to land multiple large clients within a range of niches, and I'm able to work part-time hours, earning full-time income, doing things I love from anywhere in the world. And for me personally, I choose to do that in Thailand. Now, your journey will be different, of course, but remember this: you are inside of your journey right now. You get to decide where you go, when you go there, and how you're going to get there. You truly are the master of your destiny. So it is time to step up and take what's already yours. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. What I want to do is I want to invite you to watch the next video that's recommended here. The next video in this series is very closely related to this, and I think you can get a ton of value, and it just seems like a natural next step if you are interested in this sort of thing. So see you in there in a sec. Peace.